Good morning. It is Friday, February 8th. Time for a little My Second Universe Writer's Update. Start with a tip. Beware of too much of a good thing. I write great dialogue. I write fantastic dialogue. Too much dialogue makes it lose potency. In reading through a chapter of Valkyrie of Desire, the book I'm been halfway through for a little while now, I've been breaking up the dialogue, trying to get a paragraph that has no dialogue on it, even just a couple of sentences, just to break it up, reading through it again, just seeing if I can get a better flow, especially with having a bunch of different characters. It's my issue writing present tense third person makes it seem, or it's too easy to make it seem like a script or something rather than a novel. So I have to pay special attention to not having too much of my wonderful dialogue in a scene, and break it up with some descriptive paragraphs or more descriptive paragraphs. I'll keep working on perfecting that. Game session. Virtual tabletop, Roll20 game session taking place in my novel's setting, but not in the same place. World setting that my novel is taking place in. So I've been going back and forth every 2 weeks is when a session. So these writer updates every week. So I go back and forth between my plans for the party and then that didn't go according to plan. Go back and forth. So this is the week after the session. So this is the Friday after. This is that didn't go according to plan. The party opened the demon door that they weren't even supposed to be able to open, but like they just did things in a certain way. It made sense. They had the key. Figuratively, they had the key. They opened the door and they herded demons, minor demons into it of the sort that got a critical mass and yada yada. We'll see where it goes from here. But that'll be interesting. And then as interesting, not bad, as they have options. They're a party in a role-playing game. It's a sandbox. Let them do what they will. So it's not a problem. I can deal with it. But the next session, the next day, because I do the Sunday and the Monday, the 1 hour, then the 2 hour, in theory, although often goes over. Then the next day, things really go off the rails. Don't want to give it away to my brother's character, or my brother playing the character that wasn't present, because he doesn't know all the wonderful things that'll be happening. But broadly speaking, the party killed the messenger. Just a messenger, out of the blue. Something bugged. Was the mounts, the giant spider mounts. And the party's martial artist, monk, went went crazy and just went after the spider mounts. Now there's war, there's mayhem. Things were settling into a kind of peace where the party could go on adventures and not worry about their little harmless hamlet settlement being in trouble. But now, no, sure, everything will be fine. They'll figure it out. They always do. What could go wrong? Everything. So, yeah, I've got a solid bit of time to figure it out for them. Figure out the ramifications. Set up the dominoes all over again. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's great. Yeah. Story time. Let's do a little Japanese experience story time. Streetcar Karaoke Blues. In 2003, during the time of Paris Hilton, when she was becoming famous in America, and I had no idea who she was when I came back in early 2004. That was 2003. Now you got it? Paris Hilton coming onto the scene. And I was ended up on this streetcar karaoke. Everybody's just drinking, having a grand old time singing. And I hated it. I was not in tune with the singing, the drinking, the experience. I could not be more depressed. I think so. Depressed. Amidst this festival, these festivities, I could not be more low and just not interested in the goings-ons around me. And I stepped off. I just, not even a third of the way, I just stepped off. Beautiful city, Hakodate, beautiful place, streetcars going down towards the mountain, coming back. It was still a lively night. I could walk home. It didn't take, it was like a 20-minute walk or something. And I stepped away from a social event to be alone. I was so sad. This streetcar karaoke, they did not sing the blues there. They did not have anything that moved me. And I wasn't in the drinking mood. And it was such a beautiful night that stepping out of that streetcar in such a sad state and that walk home actually was the perfect thing for me. The night lights up on Mount Hakodate, the ocean all around, because it's a mountain that was an island, a volcanic mountain, I guess. That was an island, and then just debris connected it to the land, to the Hokkaido Greater Island. And then that's Hakodate, is that dirt that just stuck onto this mountain and connected it. That's the city that I was walking around on. And it was kind of cold and wet, not raining, just everything was kind of shiny with all the lights. Sky, there was no stars because it was cloudy. And it was familiar. It was like Portland. And I didn't feel so alone. I didn't feel like I was in such a foreign place. As I walked safely, even safer than in Portland, although Portland's pretty safe for a guy. Yes, I know there's some differences, some greater fears if I wasn't a guy, but I think in Japan, as a woman, you'd feel just as safe, especially in a city like Hakodate, a medium to small size city. And I came back to my apartment, and it was a relief to escape that cage, that karaoke cage, and return to something so familiar. So, when you find yourself in a foreign country, trapped in a streetcar karaoke, feel free to step off at any point and just walk home alone. You may not end up quite as sad as you think. It may not be as depressing as it sounds. It may be just the thing to pick you up and get you ready for the next day on the streetcar of life. And that's it for this week.